Tonight is a big episode of Hunter's Podcast. Not only are we giving our reviews and thoughts to Halloween Horror Nights 33, 2024, we also have some announcements to get into. All that and more on this episode of Hunter's Podcast. Welcome into Hunter's Podcast, your favorite podcast of all time. I am the one, the only, the guy that went to HHN and rocked its world, Zak Hilton. And next to me is the one and only, she was at the Dead Coconut Club just doing the Dead Coconut Club thing, Brooke.
That's me.
That's her. And on this exciting episode of Hunter's Podcast, I'd like to bring to you the one, the only. Can't believe we're doing it, the switcheroo. Wonderful.
Why? Hi, everybody.
I
I know you guys. You look so tan, like you were in Florida.
It's a ring light.
No, I'm legit tan. That's all I've heard all week. Like how tan I am.
You are.
Yes, you are. Like somebody had a couple cervezas by the pool and passed out.
Hey.
No passing out.
No passing out.
No,
Tutors.
Actually, really
Tutors
good.
were had. Little extra shot in there. Tutors.
We did what? We found some drinks at Sapphire that blow your world up. And I went to Aventura. The Alien bar was closed, but that didn't stop Daddy because I went to that pool bar to go get me a burr beer.
Wait, don't just rub it in. You know, I didn't really have FOMO until this moment.
God, so the burr beer.
I mean, geez, I was Ghost Wondy in the houses. Like, it was working until now.
I thought my pantalones felt weird. Yeah, so really quickly, thanks for all the Patreons for being Patreons. We love you so much so that we have so much content on that thing. And I forgot to put the Jason Goes to Hell episode of Friday the 13th up there because I was so busy. That's how I feel. So this Friday the 20th, there will be a Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday, the 20th.
Wait. Hold on a second. We're just giving away December content here, buddy. We got another Friday the 13th. We could just record another one tonight.
What a genius. That's why they call him Mr. Wonderful.
We might be busy then too, though.
We might be. We'll get to more on that later, I guess. Let's get into several things. First, I want to talk about on October 4th, I will be at Red Vein Haunt, not as a haunt taker, like getting footage and recording my screams. I will be there as a haunter doing the spooky boos to you little bitch asses.
Oh my God.
Was that weird to say?
Yeah.
So make sure you check out, make sure you go to Red Vein Haunt on October 4th because I will be there. I'm booked October 4th to be a haunter. But it don't stop there. On October 3rd, you probably saw on our socials, we will be with Frightmare at Woody's Raw Bar and Grill. And we are doing horror movie trivia. October 3rd at 6:30 p.m. 123 Battlefield Boulevard. I think their suite is in. Doesn't matter. Just find Woody's Raw Bar and Grill. And we're going to do some horror movie trivia. And that's not all, ladies and gentlemen.
What?
October 18th, we have Spooktacular, the curse of Hunters Podcast. That's right.
I didn't approve this photo. What the hell is this AI crap?
Yeah. It's AI.
We're going to get banned in Los Angeles. We're not going to be seen in California. Didn't you see?
Well, pal, there's more to come. But Spooktacular, the Curse of Hunters Podcast, we will confirm to have a Tom Atkins night 2024 gimmick that we're doing, and we're gonna have guests for that. Rob.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens when you go to HHN.
We make content. Stretch it out.
Sorry, I was holding a baby.
I don't have proof of that. No proof.
Ooh, Infinity is scary.
That's right. But we will definitely have our own draft of the Tom Atkins Night 2024, where we will pick 5 houses, 3 IPs that we can use, and 2 originals using Tom Atkins Scare Zones, Tom Atkins themed foods, and a Tom Atkins themed show that we all have to do. Then on top of that, any footage or interviews that we get from Nightmare Weekend's going to be up there, and the footage that I get from the Red Vein Haunt as a scare actor will be on that episode. Huge, spectacular, big lead. Don't know what else is coming. And guess what? More is coming. All right, let's get to the meat and potatoes of why we are here, why Wonderful has graced us. And before we give said announcement, I want you all...
It's my wife's birthday. Can we hurry this up?
Yeah. Here it goes.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first ever episode of Haunters. I am Nick Pearl. With me, forever in time, he is my co-companion in life, my life partner, Mr. Zak Hilton. He lives.
Well, hello, Nicholas. It's good to hear from you.
It is great to hear from you, my friend. We are here. We are here doing this show. It's not just you and me. We got the third haunter here as well today. We've got the talented, lovely Brooke.
At me.
One heart, one soul, one mind. Our eyes will not be blind.
This is Nick and Zak.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
This is Robert England, I presume.
Without this sound, we can all break free. Time we'll be dancing in the streets all night. All night. In time, yes, everything will be alright. Now it'll take time, but we're going far. You and me, yes, I know we are. In time, we'll be dancing in the streets all night. We'll be dancing in the streets all night. All night. In time, yes, everything will be.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen. After 6 years, 6.5 years
Wow.
of doing this wonderful show that we've loved doing, talk to you about Virginia haunts, Florida haunts, other guests that have come, home haunts, then horror movies and stuff like that. Like, we have done it all here on Haunters Podcast. We are finally giving the end game and that will be November 2nd, the Day of the Dead, last episode of Haunters Podcast.
Man, I can't wait for us to take that journey into the afterworld, play some music, see some relatives, and say farewell to Haunters Pod. Funny, I still have never seen that movie, and it's not even, but I know the concept. And it's not even off theme for our show. But yeah, this is bittersweet. That video was awesome, by the way. Props.
Oh, thank you
for that.
Brilliant.
It gave me the ending of Bill and Ted's Goes to Hell.
Sure.
Yeah.
I know. But Haunters Podcast Bodacious Journey ends November 2nd. By the way, you can buy that shirt on TeePublic or anything that you want. Haunters Podcast Bodacious Journey. How about you? How are you?
I mean, it's crazy to see all of the things that we've done.
Yeah.
In the past 6 years, like
and the friends.
I was about to say all of the friends that we've made, and all of the friends that we've made, and all of the people that we have met, and like connections. And at the end of the day, I consistently stand by this. Like, you know, when you think about, you don't just meet people, like they literally start to become part of your lives. I think that's, you know, where we're at. Like, if anything, this show, at least for me, and like seeing all those things, and thank you for including all of the people that have like truly impacted our lives, and that we have gotten to know and love. And like, they aren't just people that I'm like, oh yeah, no, I know them from the show, or they know us, or blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I met them, blah, 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 blah. Like, no, they like family.
Yeah.
Like family.
Bittersweet, like Wondy said. It was rough starting the show. I had to do some stuff like to prepare myself. So that being said, wonderful. Any last thoughts before you come back for Spooktacular and that last episode? If you just want.
Yeah, I guess what I just want to say is thank you for allowing us to weekly, monthly, all of that, however many times, however you intook and ingested us into your ears or your eyeballs through the live stuff on video as well. Like, thank you for allowing us to be a part of it. Thanks for letting us do it. I mean, when this started, it's wild to think that this is the end. I feel, but I'm happy. Like, I'm sad at this chapter's, I'm happy we're turning the page. Turn the page. That's for a very specific group of the audience.
Because I have no idea what the fuck you're doing.
It's very, very. I just angered some people and made other people think that I like them, but I don't. Here's the thing. It's sad that it's coming to an end, but I am happy it's coming to an end, because when this began, it's funny we still do this separate. Because when this began, it was when I moved, and it was a way for us to remain connected and talk about a thing that we had loved, that we had done so much. It stemmed as, let's talk about just HHN and, you know, the other stuff, but has grown so much beyond HHN and us, the three of us.
Right.
We've grown beyond the HHN thing as well. Not to say we don't love it, not going to it. You guys just went. I didn't go only because I have other life obligations that matter more than going to any haunts this year, truthfully. Like, I'm okay with that. Like, but and to kind of hammer Brooke's point on that, for me to have such a life-changing moment, and to hear not just from friends that I've had my whole life, you guys being there, but to have other people that we have met through this show that became so close that I heard from them the day that my child was born. One of the other ones, discussing with my wife things about our new babies, like, and things that we're trying, that they're trying, that they could try, that we could try, you know, sharing information with people that it's like, I didn't know this person until this, and came to grow to know that person to where now it's an extended family in different aspects, like, of the world. And it's cool. It's cool to say goodbye. It's fun to be a part of this, but it's also cool to know what's on the horizon, and to know that this isn't actually, maybe I spoiled too much there, a Michael Keatoning Batman on the on the couch right now where I'm giving away, like, you know, and then he finds out that Joker killed his dad and all, you know.
If I was Kevin Feige, you'd be in trouble right now.
Oh no, I'm getting text messages, but like knowing that there's something beyond this, it's not, you know, we're just turning the page from Haunters podcast as you know it is done, and I am kind of relieved, like, honestly.
Well, and to be honest, this doesn't need to be a tell-all episode November 2nd when we do our final episode. Like, questions and answers, all that will be given because it'll be a live show and you can ask what you want. But I am completely accepting to this end, as hard as it was, is one of the biggest...
I mean, it's sad.
Biggest things that I have ever put my heart into to grow as it did and get to a point with it. Like,
you put so much into this. Like, the amount that you put
is.
into this, nobody actually, I think, will ever truly comprehend.
I will also say that it's on our own terms too.
Yeah.
Like, let's
Yes,
that's
100%.
very clear.
Like, there will be answers. And you will be ready for those on November 2nd on the Day of the Dead, Hunter's Dead episode. Holy shit, Hunter's Dead. Another thing I can sell. All right, so we will come right back with our Halloween Horror Nights review and takes. And tips. So be on the lookout. All right, Wondy, we'll talk at you.
All right. Stay scary, my friends.
That's
Well,
wrong part.
my version of it. One person saying bye. They'll be back.
I've made it better, so
All right,
and he's
we are
gone.
back. We are back. He was gone. He is gone. He's always gone. That's him. All right, so we went to Halloween Horror Nights 33. We went to the event, and let me tell you, one of my like things about the trip that just for quick, so you guys can understand. Brooke and myself have not gone to this event, just us, in 10 years. If you go to our Instagram, I posted some pictures of
then
vids
and now.
Of then and thou. Then and thou.
Then
exactly.
and now.
Thou shalt know.
What's happening then? It's happening now.
Thou and then. Thou just now.
Oh my God.
Okay. So, us going to the event, so much so that, like, that Wednesday night we got there and did the event with the picture you just saw.
Yeah.
It was just us all night.
Yeah.
Like, we did houses, scare zones, foods, and it was just us.
Which was really kind of crazy.
That alone, without even what Halloween Horror Nights gave us, that alone made the trip.
Yeah.
So, that's not what you're here for, not that take. You're here for the takes of houses, scare zones, food, overall other things. Let's get into it. Let's talk HHN 33 houses, and we start with Ghostbusters.
Yes.
Where was this for, like, obviously we're not ranking. We have
we're not ranking.
ranking.
That's in a whole
coming.
other episode with other people to give a fair...
This is just our review of the houses.
Fair ranking.
Ghostbusters, give it to me. Ghostbusters, what do you want?
Beautiful. I was taken aback by some of the things. It, for me, was not that, like, just straight fun house. Like, it was such a good mixture. Like, it made me happy house, but I got some really good jump scares.
Yeah.
Are we doing any kind of spoilers, or I don't want to say...
think we should.
Okay. That's cool.
I think we should save all spoilers for
the ranking. Okay.
That ranking episode.
I wanted clarity. Yep. Just absolutely beautiful. Yep. It's one that I would highly recommend going in multiple times if you can. So for me, if it would be one that I would do the stay and scream, go into that house, and then loop around and do it later.
Yeah.
Because I will say the wait for the house gets a little bit better towards, later.
Right.
But it was just pretty. And for me, I think it was better than the previous
2019.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So
what about you?
2019's was the original Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
And what this did for me is it put me in the Ghostbuster world. Granted, it was during Frozen Empire, but there was so much added to it.
For sure.
That blew my mind.
For sure. It definitely gives you that feel of that where it could have been the 40 years, right? Is it 40? Was that the correct number?
That 40 years thing.
Yeah.
So I will say this. The spoilers will come in our grading homework episode on Patreon. So check that out. It'll probably drop next week. And we'll give full spoilers there as well.
As to what we love.
What we saw and why, because we have to grade how we guessed it.
Yeah.
There were things in this I didn't think I was going to see because I did get the facade spoiled for me. So when things happen in this house, I was like, okay, you mother suckers. And I think this did a better job of mix of comedy and horror.
Yes.
Specifically the horror part, where when people left that 2019, they were like, oh, that's the comedy house of the year.
Yeah.
This ain't the comedy house
I
of
will
the
say,
year.
no. You could have easily, in 2019, right?
Mm-hmm.
Danced through that house the entire time.
Yeah.
This one, not so much.
Not so much.
It has its components, like you're dancing, leaving.
Yeah.
Maybe.
100%. They do it right. They do it right in this house. So, big thumbs up for me. Let's talk Triplets of Terror, because everybody's been wanting to hear our thoughts. So, Triplets of Terror was a house, and I'll be perfectly frank, especially because we did an RIP tour. They were like, Universal wanted to make a slasher film house of their own.
They have their own slasher house. That's not...
I don't know if you know, you have an entire history of slasher
movies.
So that being said,
I had a hard time with that. I think that was also it. There was part of me that I was hoping, like, doing the RIP, that I would have a better connection, because I was like, it's not even that, like, oh, I don't get it. Like, it's not that. Like, I get it, but I was hoping, give me more.
Right.
And there's more. But there was not.
But there's more.
There isn't.
Seats
and so,
So it is definitely a Texas Chainsaw Massacre meets Halloween. And I mean like Halloween 2018, because the Crime Podcast plays a bit of it. I don't like it.
There were aspects that I liked.
Yes, there are aspects.
I think that
all reviews have nothing to do with the scare actors.
That's what I love you. That's literally what I was about to say.
Nothing
the scare actors in there, I felt were bringing it to beyond the extent of what I felt like that character could have given. So their energy was palpitating through it, but when you look at a house as a whole, it's just not there for me. From
direction, from concept, all that, and just didn't do it for me. And I think this is
a house that we even tried multiple times, so it's not even like a one and done.
I've gone through it multiple times.
Yeah,
multiple
so just
times.
hoping,
and it never
praying.
got better. All right, and wishing and hoping. Monstrous, Lat Monsters. Weirdly, you know what? We're doing this a different way. Let's finish the IPs before we get to originals.
Okay.
Because there's a specific reason why I'm doing this.
Okay.
So, let's do A Quiet Place. It was going to be the most inventive house that they were basking about. They also gave some ASL, like that's what our actors are going to be. They've done some cool things. Brooke, where are you with this house?
So
what happened
was, y'all, I tried real hard.
You tried.
I tried real hard.
Quiet.
I even covered my mouth. Which I also think, by the way, intensified it even more. Of wanting to scream and like trying to hold it.
You're trying so hard.
I died so many times. I would have dead. Second row. Dead.
Never mind. Didn't need you.
You would have died too.
So here's
you
my thing
would have
about
died
this
too.
What was great about this house, they did the thing where they showed the title. I'm not going to tell you how it happened, but
that was pretty. You caught that and you said it to me, which thank God, because let me tell you again, while I'm like this, I am literally like,
you're right,
like panicking going through the house.
100%.
100%. That was like 100%. Real life. Like if I had a camera in my face, that was me going through the house.
They did a great job of making you feel like nothing's happening to make something happen for that scare. Like when you go through a normal house there, it's like there's corners, there's this, there's that. And I feel like they did less in this one to throw you off guard.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a really done well procedure. I think they did a great job of doing both, melding the first movie to the second movie. And then they captured the finale of the second movie so well.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite finishes ever done in a house.
Really?
Yeah.
Can I
because
also...
I've never seen someone do this before, and they did it.
Can I also tell you?
Yeah.
So going into this house, you know, they talked about like you're going to hear things that you've never heard going in.
Right.
And I was like, okay, so the whole point is that it's like there's no noise. It's quiet. It's not like that at all.
Right.
Like there are sounds throughout the house, but it's different sounds. You don't hear like the music. You don't hear, you know how like there's sometimes where a lot of the scares are like,
Yes.
and like that's part of the scares. Like that really wasn't
Right. The
throughout.
jump scare sound.
It was
Right.
it was different.
It's quiet.
It is.
It
And
felt
you
like a
hear
quiet place.
you hear things that you know, just like nature normal sounds of like life
Crickets.
in general.
Yeah.
And I just thought that it was beautifully done. I peas.
Knocked it out. Speaking of IP, Insidious, The Further. Look, I know we're going to do a ranking episode, and that's all great and good. Find out what 2 through 9 is. Number one house for me is Insidious.
Yeah.
It is gorgeous
Easy.
in the sense of being in The Further, exactly how I wanted it. It is very scary with all the characters from the movie. Bonus characters that you may or may not have thought. Again, listen to our homework episodes on each of these to find out what we thought would be in the house. This knocked it out because
This wasn't
Darth
it.
Maul was not messing around.
This was not even like, oh, scariest house of the year.
Mm-hmm.
This was like scariest house.
Last 5?
Huh?
Like last 5 years?
Last 10.
For you.
Yeah,
so
not
would you
like
say
scariest,
this is
like,
the
I would say,
scariest
like-
house you've ever been in?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. And I say that because I thought you had it back to your chair and I was like trying to find it.
No, I
Sorry.
have my back.
Okay, so this, I think, had I not had, and I say scary, not scariest house in the sense that like, when we started going to HHN,
Yeah.
like I didn't have any tolerance. I didn't have any like real buildup.
Right.
So for me,
We've grown accustomed. So
when you're going through Cabin in the Woods and Evil Dead, like that, those houses messed with me. Like hardcore, like it turned into nightmares.
yeah.
So for me, this house, I did not, this is actually news for you.
Ooh.
I had a nightmare
Being in the house.
of being in this house. Like,
Because they get you. They come to get you.
yeah, no. Like, spoiler on the sense of it's not a spoiler because this doesn't say anything about the house. Zach and I actually got into a fight
Oh, God.
during this house.
We got to talk about it.
Yeah. So at one point, I literally turned to Zach and told him to stop.
Stop screaming.
Stop
No,
screaming.
No, you got it. Don't sugar.
Stop
You said
screaming.
stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
I did. I was like, stop it.
Stop screaming.
And I couldn't
And then I clapped
articulate.
back.
You did.
Because I
couldn't-
was like, I can't help it.
Yeah, I could not articulate at the time that while I understood that you were scared, I was, like I told you, I had nightmares about this house. I was petrified. So you screaming was not calming me down. It was not helping the situation.
It was drawing the scares to us.
Yeah, like you can't, the amount of scare actors in this house is ridiculous.
It's uncanny.
like, okay, I get it.
Uncanny.
Now I understand why there's empty boo hole places. You're all in
Right?
freaking Insidious.
You're all in Insidious.
And then even to find out that the one character, or there's 2 characters that do like scare you like 1,000 fucking times,
Yes.
like is insane to me.
Yeah.
But
two guys just go to rap.
Dude, this, like, people, here's what I will say. People that I have never heard truly scream or yell, I heard scream and yell going in this
100%.
house. Like, and it's one that whenever you talk to anybody, like even TMs and things like that, they're like, oh, this house.
Right.
Like,
right.
there's no way you're going through this house without getting got.
Yeah, 100%.
And there's parts where you feel like you're safe. Like, okay, we're safe. And it just, I felt like we went through 5 freaking
It's hard.
stages.
It's hard. So
for
that's
me,
the
like, an
last of the
all-time.
IP houses.
And I don't mean for it to be like, sorry, hold on. I don't mean for it to be like a spoiler, but for me, it wasn't one. Like, this is a house that I will talk about in years to come.
So,
like, it's going to be one that I put things up against. I do feel
and
like.
that's what I was going to say. Ultimately, what it comes down to me, the only thing that I can think of scariest was like something like Poltergeist or Graveyard Games.
Poltergeist got me good.
Ghosts are really used well and utilized well at Halloween Horror Nights. I cannot make a position for former houses we've been to because time has passed. The memory of that house is ingrained in my mind, so I do have that nostalgia.
There
I
are
want
ones
to put
that
up there.
torture me.
I don't know, man. This shit scared. There were points I couldn't stop screaming.
Yeah.
And so much so, you yelled at me about it, and it took us from the time we left the house till when we got to the next house to have a fight, conversate, and then realize what we
less than 5
did
minutes.
was because we both didn't want to die. Thank God we're not dead.
Yeah.
All right.
And it was, we both realized that we were just scared and that it was very intense. So if you get into a fight, it's probably because.
Let's get into the next bit of houses of originals.
Yeah.
And this is what I wanted to say. It's a mixed bag from here on out.
Yeah.
We'll overview it at the end. But let's do Goblin Feast. How'd you feel?
It was pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I got the story.
Yes, I think, you know what? That's the first time we've ever talked about this, that's the thing. I enjoyed the story.
Yeah. I love, and I told you this, the little Easter egg of looking behind the Goblin's Feast sign as you're going in because it's a
It says
banner.
Goblin's Feast.
And then right behind the
banner
banner
is the building name.
Is the building name,
which is like
Human Chop House.
Chop House. I think the story is great. I think the looks and effect of the house are amazing.
Yeah.
Not a fucking thing in this house scared me. Not one goddamn thing. Maybe one time in a run through that we got, I think I did get got. Outside of that, never got again. Never got again. I'm being dead serious. The first time,
I was gonna say the
then
first
we went
time.
2 times.
The first time I
Never
went
got
through,
got
I
again.
got a few times because there's obviously some things that you just were not expecting.
Yeah.
But it's one that I think after that first run through, like it's
one of those houses. Just go through it
Yeah.
once. You'll have a better memory of it.
Yes.
Because then once
Yes.
you're like, oh, I want to look around.
Where-
I want to see. Like, a goblin will come up and you'll be like, back off, goblin. I'm looking.
Yes. Yes. No,
Like,
1,000%.
let me see
Because
it.
for me, this was a house that, like in other houses, when you go
Mm-hmm.
through, you're not going to get all the scares in a
Right.
walkthrough. It just doesn't happen because the whole point is timing and pacing for everybody to get scares, right?
Everybody
If the timing's always on you, that means
Yeah.
nobody else in that, like, 8 or 9 people are getting a scare behind you until
Right.
that 10th person again,
Right.
whatever the beat is. But this one, I feel like it was very seen, whereas in other houses, like, there were so many splits, maybe, and that's what it is. Like,
Right.
the separate rooms were very organized well that you could hit different beats going through
Right.
and different scares.
Right.
Whereas this one, I had a good concept of when the scares were. I just thought going through the house, like, there were just so many things that were like, I like that. I love how that's done. Like, so on a technical aspect, I liked this house.
Agreed. Let's do Deadly Exhibits Museum.
Museums?
I get where they were coming from. I think the
I
idea
was
of
excited
being
about
in
this
a
house.
museum is neat. I don't know if I completely got that. Yeah. There was one scare that got me. At the beginning, just like goblins, and then it was over.
I had a few.
I don't know. I don't like this house. I feel very like, I don't know if there were characteristics outside of that beginning. And there's a specific thing at the beginning with the desk. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. And I was like, that looks fucking cool. Hope that's in the house, and nothing else like that's in the house.
There was a choice made throughout the house that was, I thought looked great. I didn't connect it to the story as much. And I'll just say it like that.
And my final thought on that is HHN has a design on some things. This felt copy and paste.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
That's fair.
That's all I'll say.
That's fair.
From there, let's go to Slaughter Cinema 2.
Okay.
Highly anticipated from
Woo!
me. I might like this one more. And apropos, as you saw earlier, of us retiring, my first house review for the show was Slaughter Cinema.
Was it?
Yeah, so
did
for
not
us
know
to
that.
do Slaughter Cinema 2 as the finale is really nice. I love this house. There are multiple rooms, and you know I hate Christmas. Spoilers. There's a Christmas room.
No, you don't hate Christmas.
Oh,
Don't put it like that. Oh my
no, I don't like
God.
okay, let me rephrase. I hate talking about Christmas and another holiday
go.
being my favorite holiday.
Because when Christmas comes around and you are done with Halloween, you are all in.
Yeah, I am. I also got my horror shirts.
You
for
do.
Christmas.
God bless you.
But there is one singular thing that happens in this house. As a guy that's been calling for it, as a guy
You
from
have.
early Hunter's houses.
You have.
Or episodes. There is one time when we were making what's a made up house you would want to do. It's one house I came up with.
Yeah.
And they have one room for it. This alone makes
Winner,
the
winner.
house stupendous.
Yeah. Winner, chicken dinner.
Exactly.
I
But
think everybody
top tier.
and on overall going through that particular room screamed. And we'll talk about in particular what
In
that room
particular
is
on the
our
ranking
ranking.
episode. Don't
Yeah.
want to spoil just in case if you're listening before or watching. By the way, if you're listening to this, go watch the video. I worked hard on that fucking tribute video. Let's move on to Universal Monsters, Eternal Bloodline.
I mean, technically that's an IP, right?
Is it? And now we've switched.
No,
So-
I was being cheeky.
Yeah. Well, no, it is an IP, but you were like, it's more original.
I
Oh,
agree.
babies, this is a ridge. Because ain't nobody in the
don't
Universal
give
Monster
spoilers.
world coming up with these ideas.
Don't be given no spoilers.
No spoilers.
There is. I think that there's a particular scene in this house that
Hurt.
that
Fucking sucks.
that nail coffin for you.
I ain't fucking leaving.
Oh, you were leaving. You were done.
So,
Beautiful.
I'll say
gorgeous,
this about the house.
loved it. That
It
concept,
goes
but-
beyond that. This isn't going to be a spoiler because I want people to understand this.
Oh, okay.
If you are a fan of HHN and you have been hook, line, sinker in the media aspect,
Okay.
all the other things they do on their YouTube and podcasts, the Echoes of Fear, are to lead you into the house you're about to go into. Perfect example, which we'll get into after this,
yeah.
Major Sweets. Major Sweets leads up to Major Sweets' house.
Their podcast.
This Echoes of Fear that for Universal Monsters Eternal Bloodlines, I thought was a lead up, and I'm like, ooh, this sets up a great stage. The podcast itself is literally 45% of the house. I don't like that. Especially when there's a point in said podcast that they don't really talk about that happens in this. And it's like, wait, did I miss that? No, they don't even fucking talk about it. So, there's a thing that happens in this house. I don't like story-wise, and I think is kind of ballsy to do with the situation the house is already in. And again, no spoilers, so I don't want to dive into that. Least favorite of all time Universal Monster House that they did.
That's fair.
So out of the first one, Bride of Frankenstein Lives, the Wolfman versus Drac, then the Invisible Man one, and now this. This is my least favorite. Is it enjoyable? Yes. Are there scares?
Yes.
Yes. But if you have been hooked into the story like how I've been, big misstep. Big misstep.
I hear that completely. I do. I think that there's an aspect to this house, but this isn't just for me. This isn't just this house in general. So, I feel like women are an unsung hero in all reality. I hate when you shove in my face, though, like, love this because of all women. It brings me back to Endgame and that
the one scene when Peter Parker.
I love that.
I love
when
it.
it goes
No.
into
Gives the gauntlet and then all the girls surround.
and it's like, we got this. Like, no, it just naturally. Like, and I feel like, you want to know why I feel like that? Because I feel like most women, and what makes it a very unsung hero, most women do so many things and you don't get the accolades for, right? Because you just naturally do. There's so many things that you naturally count on. And I mean, even in our own household, one of our, I can't remember if it was you or the kids that was like, listen, it's not lost unless mom doesn't know where it is. If mom doesn't know where it is, then it is officially lost type thing. And it's just like one of those things, right? That while I understand and I want the accolades there to be like, yes, this is just so that everybody knows, this is an all-woman cast created by women only. That is, wow, like, I love that. But there's a point when, and I think it was going through RIP in all honesty, that it was like, so you're going to love this because it's all women. It's women made. And I'm like, but that's not why I should love it.
Actors,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should naturally just love. And the fact that all women, like, A, duh, B, like, badass, is where I feel behind it. And I am all about, like, yes, because I understand that, you know, especially with horror, that it has this certain image, I guess, or, you know, that it's a huge breakthrough for that. But for me, I just think there were things that just missed the mark. And it's not, I think that because it was just so heavily relied on that.
I told you this the night of, as a guy that has lived in a world that, look, my mom was single, raised me, badass B. I think you're a badass B every day of your life. I watch horror movies consistently that has Laurie Strode, Nancy from Nightmare on Elm Street, all these top tier women that rock horror movies. Final girls.
I literally had a Final Girl Barbie. Sure.
All the Final Girls, like, I'm already so madly invested in this.
Fair.
That's all I needed to know, but now having the extra information, we're going to talk about this. So let's move on. Let's talk Major Sweets Candy Factory.
I think that's our last one.
I think so. I like this house. I think the being
Monstrous.
in the factory.
We didn't do Monstrous.
We didn't do Monstrous? Oh, yeah, we skipped Monstrous.
Yeah.
I like, not skip going through, skip talking about it. I like this house. I like the factory aspect of it. I like that it's a prequel to the scare zone that we get. I like that it's all set up and there's some good scares in there. I think the design of this one, as much as people want to talk goblins, I think out of original, like, all through, this might be my favorite look of a house. Because I love the characters. I love the look. This house is good.
Balance of smell,
smells all out there. There's buttons you can press.
Oh yeah, which
where
are
you
fun.
Can spray people.
Fog it up.
Fog me.
Buttercup.
God,
And can I also say that, like, while this house had its food house as well,
oh God, the food houses.
the way that they turned the candy store, I loved that.
It was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever came up with that idea, you
Brilliant.
just sticker. There it is. You get one damn sticker. So you like the house? Or
I
not?
did. I really liked the house. I thought it was fun. I got the story. I thought that there were some beautiful scenes. I understood it. It made sense. It was a good next in line with what the scare zone was. Like the whole thing just flowed very well. I think they did a beautiful job with where they had gone with the scare zone.
Nice. Monstrose.
Yes.
Monstrose was from Hollywood last year, came here.
We did not do it in Hollywood.
I have not done it, so I don't know. But I have heard bits that happened in Hollywood that didn't happen here. And even listening to some of the stuff of like, oh, this person's supposed to be this. I'm not sure if that translates well into what I saw.
Okay.
I think the house is good. And it's probably just as good as I like the monster one from last year that was in Latin America. I like this house. There is a specific Chupacabra. There is something that happened. There's one guy, the whistle guy, haunting.
There's a
And
few
gets
haunting.
me. I think this is a decent house.
I think that this is a very good original house.
Yeah.
I liked it. I got some really good scares in here. Different scares through going through the house multiple times, which I also love.
Right.
You catch things going through different times throughout the house, which again I also love. So for me, this was fun. I liked the whole concept,
Awesome.
the idea, and I love that the fact that there's like a little bit of truth behind this house, like of lore with it.
Yes. Yeah. I like that. Stories, ideas.
Yeah.
And John Murdy got into it really about
Yes.
like where all these came from. So
Yeah.
I agree. The fact that these all do seem real, or at least real tellings from people, awesome. Before we move on to scare zones, and I do believe that was all the houses.
Yeah.
All right. From 1 to 10, as a commutative group
For houses.
for
only.
houses only, 1 to 10.
That is such a difficult question. And I say that because there are houses that I will
Bangers.
never forget. Like that are ones that you go back and talk about. So for me, I feel like that automatically ups this more. But unfortunately, there are houses that I was really extremely disappointed in that it was an HHN house because I just didn't feel like, why would they put their name on that?
Right.
But so for me, I think that this is around to like a 7, 8.
I love it. 6.9 for me.
Okay.
All right, let's go into scare zones. Let's talk torture fair. This one, it's put in a place where a lot of big heaters are. We're talking suites being there. We're talking Vamp, 85 Vamps all over the place. We're talking that one that I like that was Future and shit like that. Zombieland. Purge has been there. This is a big area because it takes up most of the land.
Yeah, you got to fill that.
You gotta feel that. How you feel about it? Disappointed.
Why?
I love
like
the
the
main
show.
stage.
Yep.
I love the main stage. I thought the main stage fucking got it.
I just did not feel like there were enough people in it. I just
There's
didn't.
3 people total, and they're all running booth to booth. Don't lie to me. They're all no. There's like
There's quite a few. I
10?
just don't. I don't feel like some of them. Here's my issue. So while I love and like one of the other scare zones, I actually agree that there should almost be like people that are tortured. I think it would bring like another level to it.
Ooh, yeah.
like
real people being tortured. Not tortured like real, like safe word wise.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
talking like I'm pretending.
Yeah. But with this one, I felt like there were more people like that than actual like
That's hilarious. I thought the same. I was like, all these people are in like things and contraptions being like, that's not scary. You being injured doesn't scare me.
No, because it was like helping. Now,
big muscle motherfucker coming up
there
with
was
like a hacksaw being like, I'm going to chop your arm off because you stole my bread, motherfucker.
There was one that had like a full, like there was a few, but there was a full like clamp type thing and a key. I thought it looked beautiful. Like,
looks great.
Whoa, that is awesome.
Yeah.
But the fact that that was my reaction
right
on multiple occasions while going through it, never once did I go through this scare zone and feel like, now, other than like, you know, somebody coming up and like,
or that.
Yeah, exactly that.
Like that shit. Okay, let me tell you right now.
Which I
Paul
think,
Rudd, Sean William Scott, McLovin, and that little kid could kick everybody's ass.
Unless you're Joey from Friends, like most people move. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like Ross went to punch Joey,
and
Joey moved and he hit the thing. Yeah. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. Like with the hand grab, like it's natural.
Looks okay. Looks great through theming and stuff. Scares weren't there.
Yeah.
Let's go to Blumhouse.
I wanted it to have more.
As fucking much as hate as this zone has gotten,
it is always the most people.
I loved it. I got people. Purge. I got Freaky. I got Megan. I got Black Phoned.
Can I tell you?
And I love the people walking while also having the photo ops.
Megan is stealing the show again.
Megan Fox.
Yeah. Hands down. So we had,
I love this show.
We had Megan shirts that said like run. Yeah. And her reaction.
When we came up to her on the stage, she went,
yeah, no, she nailed it. And like even seeing some of the pictures that she is with people like dancing and things like that.
People doing the dances and she's like kind of like doing it with them. The little girl that dressed like her and was like, fuck you if you don't like this zone.
Yeah. Listen.
Don't care.
I think that because throughout it had some jumps, like because again,
go to Torture Fair.
You're getting that connection of movies that you've watched that you know had those scary moments in it or like those jump moments in it. So you're getting that in real life, which I think is part of like that. And I think that hands down they needed this because they needed that other IP something within this year. And being able to get all of your selfies or your videos and like being able to see and again, it was always packed.
Always packed. You couldn't, I mean, what's wild is when you think about it, there's not like, there's 4 houses this direction. Mm-hmm. There's 2 houses and a thing, and then you could have gone that way. So it's packed because people want to see IP. Yeah. And this was one of those IP things that you wanted. But you know who was a goddamn hitter? Oh my God, Hollywood. Oh, Hollywood came in, and let me tell you, I was watching pictures. I was seeing these things and being like, there's just 2 things. There is a stage that comes out in Hollywood. The Surreal Zone.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about HH and Ollie, but I was like, what were you watching?
No, the Hollywood part.
Yeah.
There's a stage that you never see when like daytime because they bring it out after post real parade that comes through. I'm not going to lie to you. Best zone of the night. Because not only were scare actors trying to get you, there's a middle show that engulfed me every single time I saw it. It felt like I was in, and granted it doesn't look the same because it's specific to that IP, but I felt like I was in Hellraiser, living this dream of just skin and torture. That was so great.
I think that that surreal aspect played very well. I think that some of the scare actors in that zone were kind of like they were scary. Right. And it's something, and I guess because there wasn't a lot of information or like pictures that I had seen, like I was shocked when I went in there because I was like, oh my God, how does this not have more? It's beyond gorgeous, like looking.
Yeah.
But I will say, if you happen to catch it when people are up on that middle part, the amount of eye contact, which to me is
I love
that
good eye
next
contact.
level of like scary, like because it's like, oh my, they're coming at me, like, and I felt that.
And there's even extra to that. They'll play with you because, like, I had my my 3 daughters brewing flight.
Oh, they wanted
I was
it.
walking, and there was one of them. And if you've watched the video that I put out, you can see her. She has the fingers and whatnot. I'm walking, and she goes, and I'm like, no, you can't have that. No. And she was like, yeah, I want it. And I'm like,
No, the playfulness
that's
is
awesome.
very much
Playful.
there.
Being a scare actor, living in the moment, that's the shit that gets me. This doesn't.
Yeah.
Playing, and then when you're playing and I turn and then the guy gets me, now we're talking big business. So Hollywood, good on you. Swamp of the Dead. I love the little
the amount of fog in this scare zone.
Some people love the fog, and I have a theory. I think the original one of the fog was so much fog that it gave that layer.
Yeah.
Something messed up. I don't know if it's because of weather. I
think
know
a lot
it's
of the
because they
weather.
took shit
Yeah.
away. They've overloaded with fog so you could only see scare actors. It's scary. There are people that will get you. But the letdown is the overuse of fog for me not to see everything around. Scare actors did it. Everything else, I was like, what was the point of dressing this up?
I loved it. I was here for it.
Oh, good.
It scared the
I love
shit
it.
out of me. Like, there was one point I was
It's my
walking.
number 3 scare zone.
I was walking,
Yeah.
and because you literally could. So I will say, like, there were people in front of us walking,
Right.
like we're all walking this way, let's say.
Right.
This much distance, could not see them with the amount of
Yes.
fog.
That one heart guy just walking.
Dude.
That guy was fucked up.
So they,
That guy
I guess
did it.
they sped up. I clearly
Yeah.
didn't realize it. And so I'm walking, and then
Just cool.
scare actor right freaking in front of me.
You
And
lost.
I did. No, I was scared. So this one I enjoyed. I get where you're saying, like, because there were some beautiful things in there that the detail in there was insane. And you know what? Just go through it during the day.
Yeah.
To see that
to see
aspect.
that detail, absolutely agree.
But
it's good.
Yeah.
Do not get it twisted. It's just not my favorite.
I do
too.
think that the scare zones overall, except for Torture Fair, and I think it's just because I wanted more out of Torture Fair, I think the scare zones.
You forgot one scare zone. The front, where there's chainsaw people.
So the 4 scare zones.
We're in a new norm, as I like to call it, and it's the Halloween Horror Night sign zone.
That is not a zone.
That's what they tell me. It's a zone.
It's not a zone. They
It's
just
a
don't
zone.
want to. They don't just
Chainsaws.
don't want to say that they're down to 4 zones. It's not a freaking zone. You cannot just be like, oh, we have because otherwise
a fifth
you would
zone.
go back and say that. Hold up. You'd go back and say that Springfield had a zone when they put all of the chainsaw guys in there, but that was never considered a zone.
Yeah.
That was just considered the chainsaw horde. So that is what is at the front.
The chainsaw horde is up front.
Yeah, but it's
But
not a
they label
zone.
it
It wasn't
as a
considered a
zone.
zone there. It's
They
not even a zone
labeled
now.
it
Just
as
because
a
you
zone.
put a blue blanket and a pink blanket and a Halloween Horror Night sign does not make it a zone.
If you want to see this entire remedy, message me. I'll show you the Jimmy from the Horrific Network video where this all lays out. What I will say about this zone, the problem is that it has to live up to the hype of years past of arcade
Oh my god!
and the Halloween aspect where they showed all the iconic houses.
You know what I missed this year?
They can't do it anymore.
Can I tell you what I missed this year?
What?
People on stilts.
Stilts.
Not a stilt seer.
Not a stilt
Not
walker?
a stilt walker in sight.
Damn. So overall, 1 to 10 scare zones.
6.
7. I love how different we are. This is great. Because, and this is why I say this. Swamp, Blum, and Hollywood Majority.
I get that.
Majority. And
I also
and
I think
torture
I'm
isn't bad.
I think
of
I'm ranking it
show-wise.
when I go back and I start to think about certain scare zones. I don't know if any of these will ever pop up as like remembrance ones, like top scare zones.
All right.
Let's
go on
opinion.
to food.
My favorite part.
I mean, that's half the fucking photos you made me put up. Let's
is.
see
That's
here. What we
nice.
got here? What's this? But oh no, that's us. We were at the Summer Tribute Store.
Mm-hmm.
Go
We're
check us
pointing
out.
at our
Bottom row, baby.
Bottom row.
We're in there. Come look at us. Look at me.
Did
Look
you-
at me. Here
yeah.
we go. Food.
From the tribute store.
Tribute store food. Tribute store food. Triplets of Terror burger.
That burger was so good. That burger was
Oh
like
no, your photo's not. Oh yeah, it is. Here it goes.
hold on. The Triplets of Terror burger
Yeah.
was the bun was
Cheese.
I know, but it was like cooked too. Like it had a crisp
It was
like the inside of
It was
it.
grilled. Grilled.
You know what? I realized thank God we have our top sweet.
I don't
option.
want to show it yet.
We do
There's
not
the
have
reason why
our
I'm
top savory up there. I don't think we ever took a photo.
not. Yeah, we did. It's in our video. It's one of the first ones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We have a picture of it. So I'm just coming out with it. This is the best food year HHN's ever had.
Oh, yeah.
Between food being able to be eaten by everyone, because there's hot, there's cold, there's mild, there's medium. There's all kinds of things you can get. What she alluded to was the fish and chips, which is hands down the best thing they've ever sold at this place.
Yes.
And they have places that have fish and chips. And if you want to comment, go for it and
Yum,
be like,
yum,
oh,
yum,
it's
yum,
just
yum.
like Harry Potter. No, what the fuck it is.
No.
That rocked. This burger
And they were
is
also-
the second one that rocked.
They were also gave you a lemon with it, which I love as well.
Squeeze it, squeeze it. And they have a sauce that Chad hated and didn't want to
Yeah,
use.
actually-
And that's
yes,
on
he
him.
did. He did
That
it on
ain't
his
me.
fries.
So, there's good sweets. The poison apple, good sweet. There's drinks at every bar, good drinks.
Yes.
Good beer. I prefer
Yes.
the beer just because
The HHN Spritz was
The
really good
Spritz
too.
cocktail?
Yeah, the cranberry, that was yummy.
we got that at Lombard's.
The
That was great.
with a light bulb.
The bourbon light bulb.
Yeah, I mean
Clyde Place?
bourbon.
Bourbon. It's
Which
bourbon
again,
with a splash of wine.
no, with us, no. The theming on the food houses this year was beyond fantastical.
Ghostbusters specifically.
S'mores, delicious.
More was delicious. I enjoyed
Quiet
the
place
mint,
where they wouldn't
the
speak.
mint dog bugle. If you like mint things, like I chew spearmint,
No,
like it's
you
going
need
out
to
of
say
business.
love. Because I like mint things.
I love
I
it.
was not a fan.
I enjoyed it.
I mean, I took more than one bite, but it was not. It was not a
enjoyed
top
it.
tier
So,
snacky.
this all being said, savory being fish and chips,
Mm-hmm.
so close second that burger. Oh my God. But I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm about to show the picture.
The best dessert, and it's not even just
The
like,
dessert at this year's HHN.
to me, it's not. It goes beyond.
It's
even
a
this
must-get
HHN.
item.
Yes, and it's
Must
sneaky
get.
because it's not one that I had seen. I literally only saw it in the menu thing, and I was like, "Whoa, this sounds kind of yummy. Let me try this out." And we did the consistently sold out apple from Sweets. It was between this dessert and that dessert on our last night, and I chose the consistently sold out apple because I was the apple streusel thing, which was so good.
The inside
This-
filling, which was apple, and then like mousse.
Yeah, this
Very delicious.
knocks that out of the park.
Here it is.
Take yourself
Oh my
to the San Fran Bakery, and best part, because it's not at an HHN food house, and I know it's booth. Please, if you've listened before, they're so fantastical that I'm calling them food houses because they over the top. But anyways, this is at San Fran. You can get it during any point of the day. Just go in. Again, some of my favorite places to get their desserts, are at the Today Cafe, which their rotten pumpkin.
Rotten pumpkin was good.
Really yummy. They had a cookie, which actually it ended up being they just didn't have it labeled correctly, or I don't know if they changed the label as you got closer to HHN. It was an HHN snack, like dessert, which also very, very yummy. But this, hands down, I should have gone back in and gotten another one.
The thing we ate?
Yes.
Oh, God, yeah.
If I had that the first night, I would have gotten it every night.
Yeah.
And I didn't even care that it turned my mouth blue because it didn't last long, but
I guess
it was
Zach loves Smurfs.
So it was light. It was the flavor, the blueberry flavor was there. The balance there. Like I'm dreaming about this one.
Yeah. It's a banger.
Treat yourself.
Musket, San Fran.
And it had the eye, the
Eye of Otis.
Yeah, the Otis eye.
Oh yeah. So food wise, 1 to 10, where are you at?
Oh, I feel like this year was a solid 9.
10.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna actually say 9.5. So yeah.
I give it a 10 because it was multiple food houses I could go to.
I like the
eat or
falafel
drink.
too. We had that at the RIP.
We did the RIP, which
the goodie bag was good.
Goodie bag was good. This entire event was full of stuff that you could get. You may, to the point of like, oh, I forgot that was there. I forgot was that.
The
mark down what you want to eat.
The taters.
Boy, oh boy. Twisted taters never fail. Pizza fries, they're fine. Let's go to, I'd like to call miscellaneous.
Okay.
Which is going to include merch, the RIP tour, and Dead Coconut Club.
Okay.
So.
You're going to say show or?
Huh? What? Show. We'll save it for last.
Okay.
Merch-wise, for
We
a
bought
year
so
that
much.
I don't think is 10, 10, 10, 10 all across the board, it's the most merch I've bought of singular items of the event. So, what I mean is, I have a Little Boo glass.
Oh, we got the Blinky.
I have a Blinky cup with Sinister and Surreal.
Here's my tip. Yeti top does fantastic. If it's on, and you're going through a house, you don't have to finish it. You don't have to chuck it.
100%.
It's closed. Good to go.
I have 3 of my collector glasses of 3 houses. I also have a Little Boo plush. We have 2 Mel's die-in shirts.
I got this shirt.
Oh yeah, and
You
she
got
bought this one. And then friend of the show, Chad, picked up, just released because he was staying later, a Ghostbusters shirt for
T-shirt.
males that knocked it out of the park.
I was trying to find the design. We must have already used the cup already.
Well, no, the cup's over there.
Oh, okay.
Like it's
That's
still,
that purple and green design.
Yeah, the one of the classic. They're
Ghostbusters.
calling it the vintage look.
Yeah.
It so good. So for me, merch wise, what impressed me. Oh, we also have a Quiet Place mug from Review It Rob,
Oh, yes.
the gentleman himself. He
We
got
also
us this
got
mug.
the Major Sweets
Candy jar. It's right there.
Yeah, because
Candy
on
jar.
our last day there, it dropped in price.
Yeah.
So it was perfect.
So for me, I have to give merch a 10 because I felt like there was a great no, that's not the word.
Presentation.
That's what I said. Of all things,
I felt like
except
there was
Slaughter Cinema.
I felt like there was something for everyone.
Hey, where's my Slaughter Cinema stuff?
That's fair.
All right. Merch wise for you, where are you at? I'll give it an 8.
8
I dropped because I realized Slaughter Cinema
was not
there.
rep.
Yeah.
No, I feel like there was something for everyone. I loved the marshmallow on the shoulder. I love that you could get Little Boo on the shoulder.
We're doing things.
I just loved it. And I feel like even though I'm not a huge Little Boo fan, which if you've been watching, you know, I wanted to bring him home. Just because we have a whole pumpkin wall. And I feel like at the end of the day, as much as I am not obsessed, He is part of HHN, and he will forever be part of HHN lore. So he is now a part of our wall.
He is the lore in this house. Good Lord.
Good Lord.
Let's talk RIP real quick. This is our new thing we've never done at HHN. That's our goal since doing this show was like, what's
Something
the new thing? We did Scare Actor Dining. We did Stay and Screams. We did Rush of Fear. And this year was the RIP. I loved it. I thought it was bang for your buck. You're in the houses this fast. Well worth it.
Private bars that you get to go to.
Only thing they mislead you on, they act like you can get drinks.
Specialty drinks that are only for RIP.
Nah, dog.
Nah.
So, I enjoyed, I think, a private RIP even more. And I think that would be the 10 for 10. RIP regular, 7.5.
I was gonna go 8 because you can't beat the fact. You do get
a
little.
Show, so
you
7.5.
You do get a little say. I think that had I known, I would have just skipped it, so I could have, balanced that. So there is that level.
Right.
But so for me, an 8 because you do jump to the front, and that was nice. Right. But I do feel like, in that time frame, we could have easily done houses more than once. And so that's where I'm saying that private aspect would have come in.
True. Very true.
To get a little bit more say.
I haven't showed pics yet outside of videos, if you've seen. Absolutely my favorite thing of this year's HHN. Absolutely top notch. Let me tell you. They took the Dead Coconut Club and decided to kick ace and do things that I wasn't prepared for. Like, you've seen advertisement. You can see through vloggers what they were going for. They nailed it.
The scare actors in there.
The first floor was original. It was Vamp 85. Everything sexy Vamp. There were working arcade machines in there. And there were scare actors as vampires. And not just like any... If you went through Vamp 85, you remember seeing like a Michael Jackson and stuff like that. They had down there a Slash. They had Joan Jett looking motherfuckers. They had...
But they were bringing it. Their energy was like...
I wanted to be level. A familiar.
Oh my God.
I was like, take me. I'll serve you. Okay? I'm ready for this. And it was gorgeous. They were playing 80s music all night long. It made me remember why I love the 80s so much. Because vamps could just run rampant, and it made sense. And then you go upstairs, and they had this the stairway where the lights just lit up on the stairway itself. There was neon lights going up.
They brought
a Blumhouse sign, and the walls were cream. And then you get up. There's a Freaky photo zone. There's a Megan photo zone.
They really brought
Happy Death Day. Knocked it out of the park. Yeah. It was, I could have stayed there for 3 hours plus, no problem.
Yeah.
Favorite bar I've ever been to. Yeah. Favorite thing I've ever been to.
No, for sure.
Hands down, 10, 10, 10. It's a fucking 10.
Is it a 10?
It's a 10. Okay. All right. So that being said,
yeah,
that was houses, scare zones, bonus stuff, merch, food. Where's the event live for you? Especially after this discussion. This is our first, real down. I'm going to go this. Here it is.
Okay, can I write down my number before you do? Say anything?
Why?
Because...
I don't want to see your number.
I know you don't.
I don't want to see your number.
I know, okay.
I want to see your number. Are you writing that number down?
Yeah, got it.
All right, cool. So, overall thoughts, 1 to 10, this is what I'm going to give it.
Okay.
I think as an event at a major theme park, they knock it out of the park. If it's your first time going there, you're going to be blown away by the spectacle you see. As a person that frequents, as a person that does the show, I'm a little let down on some of the minus entertainment that we did not get. I think the new normal of scare zone usage is a little like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Especially with plenty of area where you can do them. I think merch-wise, some looks good, some looks bad, but overall, I got a lot. More than usual, I would say. Food, consistently great.
Yeah.
And houses were either banger, fine, or great, or not great, but just good.
Yeah.
I'm giving this year a 7.5.
Okay.
Where are you?
I put it as a 7.8. Yeah.
We're close.
We are close. I think that it boiled down to this year. It would easily, I think, if I had another like show.
Oh, it could have jumped it up.
It would, I feel like it would have been an 8.5 to a 9. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I say that because and maybe this was it, there just felt like there was something missing.
Yes, and a lot of people are saying that. There's just something missing.
I think it's a
funny
show.
about that, but hold on. What's really funny about that?
Yeah.
The fact that the other things are what's kind of hiding the true problem. Your originals are just fine.
Yeah.
They didn't bang like you thought they would. No matter how much the cult community wants to push, it didn't do it. Your IPs, obviously, because you had to make them. You had to. There were lawyers getting involved. There were productions. There
but
were
I don't
budgets.
even think it was that. I think that like I think it's not just that is what I'm saying.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is like, I can't just live off the reputation of we have good originals. I get that. You're Universal Studios Florida. You fucking better. But the fact that when I left the majority of the originals, I was like, yeah, that was fine. Outside of the sequelized one and the one that was a scare zone.
Yeah.
And if we're not counting Universal Monsters, or we are, there's some problems there, whatever. But 7.5 out of a year I was going into at the mid going in, I was like, I'm looking forward to my trip. The fact that they squeezed out a 7.5 and I thought it was going to be a 5.5, good for you guys.
Yeah, no.
Good
They
for
did.
you guys.
They definitely, there's definitely some clutch moments. And again, I feel like the fact that I'll be talking about Insidious for the longest fucking time. I'll be talking about Quiet Place. For the
Ghostbusters being the best Ghostbusters house.
Yeah.
Slaughter Cinema having a moment that will live in my mind forever.
Yeah.
Too good.
Food.
You too good.
Food.
All right, speaking of food, I gotta go make dinner. Thank you for watching or listening to Hunter's podcast. If you are listening to this, go to the video on YouTube, Thrill Me Podnet. I worked really hard on that goddamn montage, which will probably be on our Instagram. You can check it out too, whatever you gotta do.
And I do think that regardless of how much we kind of rated things or talked about things, I think that you'll be very interested to hear our ranking, as well as the fact that there are other people that are in Thrill Me Podcast Network, as well as friends of the show and
Jimmy.
Things like that.
Jimmy Horrific.
So
You think his last name is Horrific?
You'll have some amazing kind of balance, I think, and an overall, thought. So please don't miss that.
100%. Thank you for listening, watching. We are in our final season of Hunter's Podcast, so don't miss an episode. We have things I'm doing, more haunts to go through, more special things coming.
Trivia.
So check us out. Trivia, March 3rd. Could you imagine? March 3rd.
You know what you want to know why you thought of March 3rd?
Why?
Triplets of Terror.
Son of a bitch. I gotta go. Say the thing.